to begin with because he's super good at wrestling. It's not ideal.
Yeah, and you could tell Mr. Feinsilver from Duke what he's won. They will battle it out here in just a bit. That one should be a fun one to watch as he worked his way back through. Again, a win by fall of his own at the 174 weight classification. We move on to 184 now. It's again another of those in which there are 5 qualifiers. So the winner of this and the loser of this one, not quite done. We'll have one opportunity to go for that 5th place and the final NCAA qualifier. Battista, the 4 seed, and Bolen, the 3 seed. Bolen, who came up just short in overtime, and that was to Kane of UNC. That's another one of those where the ride time became a major factor in the overtime period. That's how he landed here and is out now to a quick 2-0 advantage.
Yeah, he kind of closed the margin up a little bit with Gavin Kane, but in the duel, I believe it was Kane getting the takedown in the first overtime period, so it went along to the ride-outs, but Bolen wasn't able to secure his ride and wasted a little bit too much time while he was trying to get up. And he wasted no time in this bout, though, getting his offense. Speaking of guys that are probably upset and unhappy with the fact that they're wrestling on the backside right now.
And just missed NCAAs. Wants to determine not to have that happen again. Another shot coming here again, because that was for a spot. So was that close to tasting it being settled, and now finds himself in position again out front 2-0. Challenging Battista here, trying to get to his feet. Does find some footing.
Bolen does a great job using his length to not just get that far side claw going with his left hand, but then he'll wrestle back, hook that left ankle with his foot, pull it back, and really just tangle you up while you're trying to get to your feet.
Just a wrestler who remained inside the Commonwealth, the grad student out of Ashburn, working from bottom now. Locked into it as we get this period underway.
There you see that ride from Bolen. Did a nice job of isolating that low ankle and then reaching across, kind of going to a Navy ride to get Battista back down onto the mat. Battista doing a good job building all the way back up to his feet.
Bolen coming in with that ranking of 14. The seating, as you can see, making this a 3-4, and there is that ride time mounting for Bolen now in addition to the 2-0 lead.
He's got a leg in here. Probably going to look to see if he can't get a turn going here in these last 30 seconds of this first period.
These two wrestled earlier. 14-3 major decision for Bolen. Trending his direction again, but much time left this go round.
Yeah, and you're going to probably look to see that Hokie staff in the corner start to yell, hey, let's maybe look to pick it up a little bit more this second period, this third period, because not only are they looking for Bolen to get advancement points here, but bonus points are huge when it comes to that team race. So trying to look for that tech fall, trying to look for a major, trying to look for a pin is essential.
Pitts Harvey is waking, and not only is he waiting in what would be the third place game, but also Dukes Baker on the other side. And the difference from one year to the next that is exhibited in the career of Battista, Ty.
That's excellent, and I'm sure the UVA staff knows well that wasn't done with a lot of people watching. That was done in the room. I'm assuming in the weight room too, just by looking at them. And it takes a lot to get better. It takes a lot of persistence, and it also takes a lot of being able to deal with failure, knowing that all those losses are going to build into something, and it's not there immediately, and you have to continue to work towards it. But that's exactly the kind of progress that you want to see.
And again, regardless of what happens here, as he does trail Bolen 2-0, and you see the ride time advantage that exists as well for the Virginia Tech standout, you could still very well see both these individuals at NCAAs, because there's that one more opportunity for whoever comes up short here in the contest with Baker that will follow a little bit later.
Yeah, Battista does. He finds himself in a nice spot here in the ACC, and I say nice, kind of with the dual meeting, because he has to wrestle real tough guys all the time. Of course, with Kane, Idley, Bolen, all the tough guys in the ACC. But that type of competition also breeds a little bit more success on his end, and that was a nice little job wrestling through that scramble for Battista too.
Well, Trent Idley, who we talked a little bit about on a couple of different occasions, obviously the defending champion and the top seed. He and Kane lined up for the championship bout beyond the 7 o'clock hour when all that slides over onto the network. That one certainly that a lot of folks have circled and are really looking forward to.
Attempted another mat return, dropping down the leg, trying to keep this ride going for himself. Bolen gets a nice little kick out.
Had the escape point, make it 3-0 with the ride time still sitting there as well. Showed Battista's work in this weight classification a year ago, how much different it has become this time around. He advanced to the third place match back in 20 at the ACC championships. Gonna need some late work right here if he's to find his way there once more.
He's got about 2 minutes and 20 seconds to see if he can't figure this one out. Luckily, he kind of worked some of that riding time down, and with a takedown and some riding time in the third period, he'll find himself in a pretty good spot to go and get another takedown and find a win. But that's a tall task against Hunter Bolen, who is a defensive powerhouse for the most part.
Yeah, Bolen, you'll remember in 2020 at 184, claiming the title. He and Kane, the last two champions when they went head-to-head. Here's a look at that escape one more time.
Bolen doing a good job of trying to block those hands, keeping his balance. See how he drops down to that ankle, and as soon as you take your weight off, as soon as you take your shoulder pressure off, there's some space, and that's when you're able to kick away, as you saw Bolen do.
Bolen in a prime spot now, as it would seem something needs to happen nearly immediately for Battista to flip the script here.
Yeah, he's working to lock that riding time point in, which he does.
So critical when that riding time point takes you from 3 to 4. Is it not, Ty?
It is huge, especially in matches like this where there is going to be a thin margin of victory, and that one did come at the cost of that stall call, which may or may not be a factor. But Battista's doing a good job coming back up. Bolen trying to follow. Batista's out. Now you'll see him start to pick it up on his feet because he knows he's got to go and he knows he needs to get to offense. The seasoned vet and Hunter Bolen also aware of that. Will probably have his counter offense ready, his down blocks ready. Doing a good job here. Not really looking to score in this front headlock, which as a coach I'd be a little upset with, but he is wasting some time and he's winning, so
one on the board world for Battista there. You're right, not the end of the world, but knowing that the threshold was 4, handle the near fall, handle a couple of on the reversal to the takedown side and still be okay. He's, in essence, sitting there with a 4-1 lead now after Battista notched that point with just over a minute remaining. So Bolen, as I mentioned, one of a handful of Hokies, along with Latona, Myers, Lewis, and Traxler, who all entered today, having at one time or another claimed a conference championship. That not on the table anymore for Bolen this go-around, the 2020 title winner, but NCAA still very much is, and he's a half minute away from it if things hold.
And that's part of the competition, part of this being one of, if not the best ACC championships to ever happen. you see guys that were former ACC champs trying to come back for third place, and similar to Hayden Hidlay, where he probably wasn't too happy to be wrestling in this consolation round. I'm sure Hunter Bolen may find himself in the same exact place.
Well, as the final seconds roll off here, just take a snapshot of the last two matches. Hidlay and Bolen in consolation matches, picking up victories back to back. Who would have dreamed you would see that on this side of the bracket, and yet they're both headed, or in the case of Bolen here, already having punched his ticket to the NCAAs right in front of your face. You saw that with Hidlay working his way back. Still much work to be done for those two as they battle for their